from the mouth end, we can tell it's a hungry glowworm because it still has its tail light turned on. Okay, so insects flying past this particular creature. Stuck on a line of silk. The glowworm feels that vibration, selects the line, hoists it up, and has some breakfast. Spearing mine is significantly sped up, and you don't often hear that noise in the cave. So all their webs here, which you see a few hanging down off the side, they're all connected together. So a vibration running up one line makes the entire thing sort of jiggle about. The glowworm can trace that vibration down to its caught prey, pull that line up, and eat the poor insect. This example here, the glowworm having caught a very large moth. Once you're both in a shot together, you compare the size of the glowworm to the size of the moth to the diameter of their silk line. So their web is very strong, despite being quite skinny. And they can catch some very large prey. If they were to eat the entire moth caught on screen here, that's probably 3 or 4 weeks of food for that one glowworm. A very dense, thick exoskeleton, very protein-rich meal. It will take several days to eat the moth, and the moth does not enjoy that at all. So it does come up fairly gruesome footage here. If you don't feel like watching it, you can turn away. So for us, being quite a large creature, not too worried about the glowworm, but for insects, the glowworm is in fact a brutal glow-in-the-dark monster. Okay? So occupying effectively the apex predator role in this particular cave for the insect kingdom, the only thing they have to worry about is each other. They do fight, and they do throw each other off the ceiling. Okay, so basically, slap down, does come back for round 2, even closer, and actually gets eaten the second time. So you can see that little light there fading away. Now, their life cycle. They hatch from an egg, as I'm sure just about every insect does, into the glowworm. Now, once they've caught enough food, they change shape by pupation, effectively turning into a soft body cocoon, and then hatching out once again, this time as a tiny, ugly fly. The entire life from start to finish is about 10 months long, so quite a long life for a small insect, and this is the adult form here. In this form is when they reproduce. As a male and female fly, they'll mate. Successful, if successful, laying up to 150 eggs scattered throughout the cave to hatch back into glowworms, twinkling and shining away in the dark and looking a little bit like this. So just in case you didn't see glowworms in the cave, this is what they look like. The chemical reaction they produce from their tail being bioluminescence. A similar process to fireflies, lightning bugs, anglerfish, or deep sea creatures, produced in the tail end, which we see here. It is in fact a luciferase reaction for those curious, and they can directly control how bright they shine. They shine brighter the hungrier they get, and when they've eaten food, or if they feel scared or threatened, they will turn their lights off. Our very last clip, deliciously detailed. Slightly disgusting. We get to see a glowworm open up its mandible fangs, vomit out a tiny droplet of silk, and then do it again. So to produce their webs here, they do effectively mix together water, silk, mucus, digestive enzymes internally, spitting this out their face, and then sculpting it into a string of tiny pearlescent droplets. And they use those pincers or mandibles to do that. In an undisturbed location, their webs can grow to almost half a metre. And over the course of their life, they can happily make at least 100 metres of these silken lines. And then once again, all the webs connected together. So if a insect caught in this line sends a vibration up that line there, basically pings through the entire support system, allowing the glowworm to track that vibration down, realise it's caught on that line and pull that one up. Because they can host between a dozen and 100 hunting lines of silk hanging down, and they don't always know which one's going to hatch up first. And that's pretty much an introductory crash course in glowworms.